Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Over the last couple of days, we did a few of the, we did a couple of deck profiles using the Switch, and I keep wanting to say Master Duel, but it wasn't Master Duel. It was the dueling Link Evolution game, Legacy of the Duelist, something like that. And for the most part, I think that those two videos actually turned out pretty well. So again, we are going to be starting up the new Animal Crossing channel this next, or not Animal Crossing channel. Animal Crossing is the first game we're starting with. The new Casual Duelist gaming channel that should be going live this next Monday. I think all we have left to do is a banner. We have a couple of videos, pre-taped gameplay ready to go. So this way that one can start with its feet on the ground. And it looks like we're going to be bringing Master Duel Monday to life here on this channel. So if you're into either of those things, cool. If not, I do apologize for wasting the minute. Let's get you guys, call me as viewer requested, like Zombie World Tech Zombie, using some of the stuff out of the newest set. So real quick, I'm going to start pretty basic. I'm going to be using 2 copies of the Al Ghul Mazira. Really cool. This like extends the whole Warrior of Zera storyline and what ends up happening to this guy. So now it's a zombie. It is a high-level zombie. We're talking 8 stars. If a zombie monsters that you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you could banish this card from your hand or graveyard instead. If this card is banished from the hand or the graveyard, you could special summon this card in defense position. Then you can reduce the level by 1. You can only use each effect of Al Ghul Mazira once per turn. Now, since we're playing out of the new, I want to say it was called Dimension Force, was the newest set. I want to say that the high levels plus Unizombie and everything else really allow us to play into the new 10-star Red Eyes Synchro, but we'll see how that goes. Going on with the rest of the deck, we are going to be playing a single copy of Doom King Ballardrock. Took him down to 1, and the major point behind this was most of his effects are just once per turn. So again, you can't summon 2 of them at the same time, nor should you try to. So 1, and it's consistent enough. Effects during the standby phase: if a face-up card is in a field zone and this card is in the graveyard, then you could special summon this back to the field in defense. You can only use this effect once per turn again, so like having 2 doesn't really help. Once per chain, when a zombie monster with a different name activates its effect, except during the damage step, as a quick effect, you may apply one of the following effects. You may not apply the same effect twice in the same turn. You can either negate the effect or banish a monster from the field or grave. So again, we get some DD Crow-ish plays, as well as just straight up negation. Play 1, it's really good. We're going to play 2 copies of Eldritch, the Golden Lord. This guy's just insane. He's got a lot of cool effects, and I love this pose. I like this new alternate, the El Dorado Maximum Gold pose. I think it looks cool. It looks like he's just kicking back. You can send this card in 1 spell trap from the hand to the graveyard. Target 1 card on the field. Send that card to the graveyard. If this is in the graveyard, you could send 1 spell trap you control to the graveyard. Add this card to your hand. Then you can special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand. And if you do until the end of the phase, end of the opponent's turn, it will gain 1,000 attack and defense and cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can only use each effect once per turn. It is a hard once per turn, as it's in quotes. But again, he can summon himself, or he can remain in the hand, summoning somebody else like Ballardrock or the Al Ghul Mazira, in order to maintain that hand effect and being able to pressure the opponent. So that's good as well. We are going to be running 2 copies of the Bloom. Again, tuners are going to be necessary. We do want to make star levels happen. If this one is sent to the graveyard, we can banish it in the graveyard to add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from deck to hand. Again, we can tutor out our Eldritch. We can grab Ballardrock that way. We could grab Mazira that way. Again, just pick the play that you want. However, if Zombie World is also on the field, when you activate this effect, You can choose to instead special summon that monster from your deck instead. In either case, you may not special summon for the remainder of the turn except zombies. And of course, this effect is a once per turn. So again, we could just board Eldritch if we wanted to. We could board the Mazira. We could board the Ballardrock. And we could board the next guy as well. Next guy being Jacobalan. Now, we will be running 2 of him. He is going to be 7 stars. Keep in mind, when you go to play the big boy, we are going to be looking for 10 stars. I'm trying to see why this isn't focused. Maybe it's just not going to focus today. So I'll bring him up just a little bit closer. You discard a zombie monster. Special summon this from your hand during your opponent's main phase. Quick effect. Target a zombie monster in the graveyard. Special summon that monster. Banish it when it leaves the field. Then banish this face-up card until the end phase. Each effect once per turn. So again, it allows us to bring back the dead and really mess with the field while protecting itself. So good card. We've got the brand new Mad Mauler, sorry. I'm only going to run a single copy. This guy's name is going to become Plague Spreader while on field or in the grave. If this is in the graveyard, we can target a level 6 or higher that we control, reduce the level by 2. And if we do special summon this card, the player who summons it cannot special summon except for zombies. While it is face up, you can only use this effect once per turn. Again, it's just cool, it's different, it's a killer clown, and I wanted to play it. So just one. 3 copies of Mizuki. I don't think I need to explain Mizuki and why it's good. You banish it from the graveyard and target a zombie in your graveyard to special summon it back. Single copy Necroworld Banshee. Banshee says zombie world in a field zone may not be destroyed by card effect, and neither player can target it with card effects. Quick effect, however, we banish this from the field or graveyard. Activate a zombie world directly from hand or deck. Use this effect only once per turn. And again, I think the last time I ran this, I ran it at 2. We're proving that now you can do it at 1. Because again, we do have another good card coming up in a second that you guys are going to recognize. And obviously, that's the reason. We're also going to be using the original Plague Spreader Zombie as well. 2-star tuner here. You can return 1 card from your hand to the top of the deck. Special summon this from the grave. If due, banish when it is removed from the field the next time. So again, in like Lightsworn plays, this is good. It could get milled. We could bring it back. Or we could synchro maybe into an 8-star. Go from an 8 and then bounce a card from my hand. Bring it back. Go into a full 10. Get our new dragon. And then 3 copies of Unizombie. Again, Unizombie, another tuner. This is the one that can level modulate. It can do 2 level modulations per turn. Let's go over that. First effect, target 1 face-up monster on the field, discard a card. If do increase the target's level by 1. You can target a face-up monster on the field. Monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except zombies. Also, send a zombie from the deck to the grave to increase the target's level by 1. Each effect is once per turn. This is usually my favorite starter. Again, depending on if you have Glow Bloom or Necroworld Banshee already in hand, you're going to want to pitch one and pitch to the other. You could end up going into Ballardrock, getting your field spell out, going into the full loop, link 2 into a zombie like Vampire Sucker, and then still go ahead and play into Ballardrock during the opponent's next main phase due to the field spell. So again, very cool. And again, we do have a couple of hand traps in here. We're going to be running 2 copies of Ash Blossom and 2 copies of Ghost Bell. I think Ash Blossom is well known enough that we could just go over the Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell, when a card or effect is activated with one of the following: discard, negate, and of course you can only use 1 effect per turn. We can either stop the added card or cards from grave to hand, deck or extra deck, a special summon of a monster or monsters from the graveyard, or the banishment of cards in the graveyard. So again, real quick, maybe take the screenshot, pause the video, make your notes, and we'll be back with the spell traps. Alright, we're back with the spells, and the spells for the most part are very straightforward. First up, we've got the Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is going to allow us to go ahead and chase hand traps, and can be useful in other situations. Foolish Burial will help us start a couple of loops if we need it. Monster Reborn, very generic extender. 3 copies of Super Polymerization. Again, we do have Eldritch. We know that we're going to be playing Zombie World in this deck. So again, Super Poly comes in handy. We are going to run the single copy of Terraforming to help out just because we didn't have the second Banshee. Now, if we were playing the second Banshee, I would not bother with this. But it's one or the other. You guys make the choice to make sense to you. I'm using this route due to Eldritch's effect needing a spell or trap. The new card we're going to be using is 3 copies of the brand new Zombie Reborn. Target a zombie monster in either graveyard. Banish one with same name from deck or extra deck. If due, special summon targeted monster to my field. If card is in graveyard, I may shuffle one of my banished zombie monsters back into my deck. And if I do, I may set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. I may only use one effect that turn and only once per turn. So pick and choose. Again, with the Al Ghul, it is a easier way to sort of get him going. It's just fun. Next up, 3 zombie worlds. You guys know how this works. All monsters on the field and graveyards become zombies, and neither player contributes summon monsters except zombies. It is what it is. Moving into the traps. 2 copies in permanence. Again, good card, great card, and the reason that we didn't need the effect veilers, it sort of plays into the Eldritch a little easier. And 3 copies of Strike, because Strike can stop the special summons and monster effects, which can help us play through some of the hand traps. Noticeably, you guys are going to notice no Rivalry of the Warlords. And that is because with the Super Polymerization, we are not just using zombie cards. If we were, that'd be great. But if we did do that, it actually offsets a couple of them. So again, real quick, take the notes, take the screenshot. We'll be right back with an extra deck. Alright, and before I start going over anything in the extra deck, let me make a couple of points. The extra deck is the part of this deck that's actually not totally set in stone yet with me. I still think that there is room for improvement and experimentation. But I do want to go over it, and I want to go over it a little slower. So first up, I have 1 copy Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon. Why 1? It's what I own. 2, Rivalry wasn't in here because this is actually a dragon and not a zombie. And 3, it's made up of any 2 zombies. So again, just snack up your opponent's side of the field. Must first be fusion summon monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle with this card. At the end of the damage step, if it battles a monster that has an original level, that monster's attack becomes 0. Also, if that monster is still faceable on the field, special summon 1 Dark Soul token. It's a zombie with question mark attack, 0 defense. When summoned, level and attack become equal to the original level and attack of that monster. You can only control 1 of these at a time. So again, you can only control 1. I only own 1. 1 makes a lot of sense for me right now. However, this could go up to 2 at some point. Next up, Eldritch, the Mad Golden Lord. Again, we are running this guy. So any Eldritch monster plus a level 5 or higher zombie monster, which means any level 5 or higher monster. Because again, Zombie World. This name becomes Eldritch, the Golden Lord while on field. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. You contribute 1 zombie monster, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of it. It cannot attack or activate its effects this turn. Each effect once per turn. Again, this helps you push. You can go ahead and push into game. You just get that thing out of the way so that you can go ahead and attack. This guy is going to have a whopping 3,800. And again, after that first turn, then you can use those effects. So again, if it's a big, like a good defensive monster, something that's got some beefy stats to it or a good effect, go ahead, feel free, take it. We're also going to be using some standard options like Mud Dragon and 2 Starving Venom Fusion Dragons. And again, Worm, Dragons. And since we didn't lock ourselves into Rivalry, feel free to play these. Again, if you do, feel free to, make like an extra Eldritch and an extra Dragon Lord. And maybe drop the Necro and keep the single starving venom as far as ratios go. It is what it is. Going into the synchros, we're going to start off with the brand new Immortal Dragon. It's a zombie dragon synchro. It's also a tuner. It is level 6. During the main phase, you can send a zombie monster from the deck to the graveyard. If you do, this card's level becomes the difference in original levels of that monster in this. When your zombie monster is destroyed by battle, when this is in the graveyard, special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. Each effect once per turn. Again, you could increase this and just go based off a bunch of holistic synchro plays. And if you do choose to go this route, you could eliminate these 3 altogether and increase some of your synchros and keep your super poly targets to just Eldritch. And maybe even remove the Dragon Necro. Next up would be the new Red Eye Zombie Dragon Lord 10-star. It is going to be 1 zombie tuner plus non-zombie or non-tuner monsters. Wow. During the opponent's turn, quick effect, target a zombie monster in your graveyard, except same name. Special summon it. If this is in your graveyard, banish 1 zombie monster you control, special summon this. Each effect once per turn. Again, it's going to recur. It looks awesome. And it's going to help swarm the field. So just play it. We have last structure decks, Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon. This one's going to be down to a level 7 tuner, non-tuners. Gain 100 attack and defense for every zombie on field and graves. So the longer the game goes, the bigger this guy gets. When another zombie is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 zombie from either graveyard to your side of the field. Use this effect only once per turn. And again, once you get the zombie Necro Lord or the zombie Dragon Lord, then you can bring back the zombie Necro and just have 2 big red eye zombies going around. Last synchro we wanted to play around with was the Skeletal Dragon Felgrand. So again, zombie tuners plus non-zombie tuners. 8 stars. If this is special summoned, target a monster that your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it. If a monster is special summoned from either graveyard while this is on the field, you can target 1 other face-up monster on the field, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Each effect is once per turn. And again, it's just going to be Felgrand Dragons 28 by 28, which is confusing because it's a zombie with great defense. Let's get into the links. And again, the links are pretty self-explanatory. You guys know what this is. We do have the 1 copy Apollosa, the 1 copy Boral Sword, the 1 copy Phoenix, 1 copy Unicorn, 1 copy Underworld Goddess. And again, I'm thinking about swapping this out for either IP or a 2nd copy of Vampire Sucker. So again, guys, make the mods that you guys want to see. This deck has plenty of play right now. It's very good, very casual. I would even take this to locals. Do what you will with it. There will be no test hands. I want to squeeze in another speed duel deck this week, so I'd like to do that tomorrow. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, consider, supporting the channel. Sub, like, comment, share with your friends. Even if you don't do any of that, do me one favor. Try to have a great day. I hope to see you guys again next time. Later.